I'm going to make a Jello cake. It actually doesn't have cake in it, it's all Jello, but it's layered and it makes a really pretty presentation. It's a little time consuming, but it's worth it, and it's really a cheap dessert and very flavorful. So here's what I did. I've got a 10-inch springform pan. You can use 9 or 10-inch. And what I did, I cut a piece of wax paper to go in the bottom. This is only so that I can lift it off and give it away. But if you're going to eat it, you can serve it right in the bottom of your springform. Now you need a piece of wax paper that will stand up 3 inches above the pan. And the pan is 3 inches, so that would make it 6 inches. And since I have a 10-inch pan, now you can cut it whatever size. This is a little larger, but I cut this strip of wax paper 34 inches. And then it is a 12-inch wide, so I just folded it in half, and that would make the 6 inches that I need for the sides. And you need to just wrap it around the cake pan, pushing it up against the walls of the pan. You want it to stand there securely. That's why I do a double one. The one isn't as stiff as it is doubled, so I fold it and double it. So here's what you want. Now see here, mine overlaps a little bit, but that'll be fine. That helps it to stand up. And I'm just going to set that aside now, and that's what I'm going to use to set the cake up. I have 5 different colors of Jello here, and I have them all in different bowls. This one is a black raspberry, and then I have lime, then it will go to lemon and orange and strawberry, and I put them in the order that I'm going to be working with them. So I'm going to get my boiling water so I can dissolve the Jello, and then I will show you how we put it together. Okay, I'm going to add the boiling water to each of these. Now we want 1 cup. It's less than what you use in the regular recipe. Okay, now I want to stir all of these until they dissolve the Jello. I'm going to go back and keep stirring them. I want to make sure all of the gelatin is off of the bottom. You can feel it when it's on the bottom. Make sure that it dissolve all of the gelatin so it doesn't feel gritty anymore. Okay, now when it feels like it's all dissolved, we're going to add a half a cup of cold water in it, or room temperature water. Stir that in. Okay, now that I have all 5 blended, I'm going to start with the black raspberry is the first layer. So I'm going to put it in the refrigerator to let it just set up, beginning to set up, and then we'll take it out and do the first layer. Okay. I'm getting ready to whip the black raspberry, but I'm going to go ahead and set the green Jello in the refrigerator. Now this black raspberry is getting thick, but it could be thicker. So I'm going to set it in some ice. I have ice and a little bit of water in here to try to shorten the time a little bit. Okay, and I'm going to go and start beating it with the mixer to whip it up. You can see it's where it is now. It should double in bulk. Okay, I'm going to whip this. And we have the ice in here, so that'll keep it cold. can see how it whipped up. The bowl's full here. But I had to keep stirring around the bottom because as the ice got to the side, it would it would stick to the sides. You can still see a little spots there, but I scraped it pretty good. And I'm going to pull the pan over here, and I need to carefully put this in the pan. Go around the bottom, okay. Just gonna pour it all in there. Okay. You want to make sure that it's pretty even because you want the different colors to show up and you want them level. Okay, now I'm going to set this in the refrigerator and let it firm up. Okay, I'm going to whip the green Jello up now. Again, it's starting to gel, but I'm going to put it in the ice so it stays cold. And I'm putting it in the mixing bowl. I clean the beaters and everything. Each time you want to make sure your beaters are clean. You can see how that whipped up. Now I'm going to get the pan out of the refrigerator, and I've already set, I put the lemon Jello in to start to gel. So I'm going to pour the green Jello in on top of the black raspberry. I'm going to gently pour it evenly over to make another layer. I just think it's amazing that when you whip this, you can't even tell it's Jello. So to me, it's worth the effort. It changes the whole texture of the Jello. You gently want to smooth it out to make it even. Now I'm going to put this back in the refrigerator and let it set up while we wait on the next layer. I've got the lemon Jello ready to whip, so I'm going to put it in the mixing bowl. And I already put what was the next one was orange. I just put that one in to set up a little bit. They're starting to move faster now. I think it's because the water isn't warm now that they've been setting out. Okay, now we're going to mix up this one. Okay, I'm going to grab the pan out of the refrigerator again. Let's set this out. I'm going to pour the lemon in on top of the green. Just level it out there. It's pretty level. So I'm going to put this one back in the refrigerator until the next one sets up. Okay, the orange one's ready to whip up now. So again, I have it in the ice water. to get the pan out of the refrigerator, and then I'll pour the orange one. Okay, I'm going to just pour the orange in on top of the lemon. I'm going to gently just level it out here. And I see that the last one, the strawberry, is just about ready, so I'm going to get clean bowls and then we'll do the last one. Okay, we're on the last layer, and this is the strawberry, so I'm going to whip it up. Now I'm going to get the pan out of the refrigerator again and pour this last layer. Here we are, the last layer. I'm just going to, just like the rest of them, leveled out like we did the other layers. Now I'm going to put this in the refrigerator overnight, and tomorrow then I will whip up the whipped cream and we'll frost it with the whipped cream. Okay, I've left the Jello cake set up overnight, so I'm going to unmold it now and put the whipped cream on it. So first we just want to take the springform pan off. Let me see. I'll lift it out of the bottom. Okay, we want to carefully just unwrap the wax paper. Okay, I've peeled off all the wax paper. So now I'm going to put some whipped cream on it. You can use whipped topping or whip your own cream. And I'm just going to frost it with that. You just cover it with whipped cream, and you can see it shakes just like a bowl full of Jello. This would be a light dessert, and because you whip the Jello, it has a different texture, so it's a little different. I think I have it all covered. I'm going to clean it up a little bit and maybe garnish it with some mint sprigs. Okay, I've had to work to cut it, but what I did, it doesn't cut like a normal cake, so remember that it shakes. So I put the spatula underneath it while I was cutting. I cut one cut and then slipped the spatula under the piece and lifted it out. So as you can see, it comes out pretty nice. It's a pretty piece.